Motion carries. All right, next is ordinance 2022-0010. Mr. Bryant.
So the next one mainly deals with how we regulate campgrounds. And the existing code says that in the agricultural district, you can camp for less than 4 consecutive weeks in a portable facility, a tent or camper. And then it references a section called 904, which is travel trailer parks, which essentially lends itself to campgrounds. So what we would like to do is be clear about it. And we would like to make sure that we can still allow camping for 4 consecutive weeks in the agricultural district, so we don't change that. But camping, or campgrounds, we're calling that out specifically, and we're changing the name travel trailer parks to campgrounds, and we believe they should be a special exception use in the agricultural district. Imagine single-family dwellings in an agricultural district with a campground beside it. Right now, it's a permitted use. And so we are recommending that we keep campgrounds as an allowable use, but only through a special exception process. So we could still approve at an administrative level when people have a camper on their property up to 4 consecutive weeks. And you may remember a few months ago you approved a provision that if they had an active building permit, they could stay in it for up to a year. That's still in code. We're not changing that. What we're asking you to change is that campgrounds would actually be a special exception use in the agricultural district, not a permitted use the way it's written now.
So do you have a definition of campgrounds on here? That would be more than one, I would assume. That would be like a commercial campground or...
Yeah, exactly. I don't have that. That's in the definition. That should be in the definition section. I'm sorry, Mr. Pugh, I don't have that in front of me right now.
I'm just thinking about hunting season and people pulling, maybe a couple of different campers on a piece of property.
Well, when we look at that differently, so we're looking at when you establish a land use. So
Okay.
When someone comes in and they intend to apply to build and construct a campground, we don't feel like that should be a permitted use in the agricultural district, that should be a special exception use.
Okay.
Mr. Bryant, would this make any existing campgrounds non-conform?
It could make one existing non-conforming, but they could still expand up to 50%, and to my understanding, they don't have really any room to expand. So I don't think that would create any real problems.
I don't have a problem with this.
Sure.
I'd just look into that a little bit more detailed and maybe give them a call.
Okay.
I have a question. So camping is not supposed to be allowed in B2 areas or residential areas? We have campers in Madison Heights. I was just wondering.
Well, it's the act of camping, not just having a camper on your property.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Any further discussion, board? If not, I entertain a motion.
I'll move that the board direct staff to advertise ordinance number 2022-0010 for a public hearing at the August 16th meeting.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Wade. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda, and that is the minutes, 2022 Personal Property Tax Relief Act and the Blue Ridge Regional Jail Authority. Are there any questions or anything that needs to be broken out of the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
All right, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Martin. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we have new business. We have the Virginia Fire Services Board Study. Mr. Sam Bryant, if you could come up for us.